Hey guys, it's Jessie. So welcome back to my channel, and I haven't done a book wrap-up since I think the last book wrap-up I did was June wrap-up, and it is now October. And to be honest, I haven't read that many books in like that much of a span of time as you would think that you'd be reading books. You'd be reading a lot of books, but I haven't read that much, which is very disappointing for me. I wish I read more. But during that time, I was sick to where like I was dizzy and nauseous, so I didn't really want to read. I just slept. And plus I had classes that took most of my attention and free time. But I have 5 books I'm going to be sharing with y'all, so let's just get right into it. So if I remember correctly, my last wrap-up, June wrap-up, and July TBR, the book that I was currently reading that I showed you in that video was Extraordinary October by Diana Wagman, and it's been a long time since I read this, and since now I'm wrapping this up and this is involved in the wrap-up video, yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a wrap-up video. But I do have a book review, non-spoiler, on this book, and I'll link it somewhere in the cards and in the description box down below. But this book about a girl, her name's October. She's just an average girl until her 18th birthday, where she develops a strange itch that won't go away. And her world is quickly turned upside down when 2 handsome boys are vying for her attention at school. And she starts transplanting herself through solid rock, and she learns that she's not ordinary at all, but she's the daughter of a troll princess and a fairy prince, and a pawn in a deadly war between trolls and the fairies. Now October will have to use all of her growing powers to save her family and stop a mysterious evil that threatens to destroy the fairy world. Yeah. I had such high expectations for this book, and just look at the cover, it's so pretty. I was so let down on this book, man. The story on where they wanted to take it, I could see it going so well. I did not like this book at all. I was so sad on how it turned out, with the writing, the dialogue, the structure, the plot, the character development. There is no character development. But I go through all of that in my book review on this, non-spoilers, so if y'all are interested in my opinion on this book further, just go watch that video. But I think I did give this book a 1 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Drink, Slay, Love by Sarah Beth Durst. And I also did a non-spoiler book review on this book, and I'll also link it in the cards and in the description box if y'all are interested in knowing my opinion and my thoughts on this book. But yeah, it's a modern day vampire book, and it reminds me of like the Addams Family and like Hotel Transylvania and like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, all like wrapped into like a modern vampire book. Pearl is a 16-year-old vampire, fond of blood, allergic to sunlight, and mostly evil, until the night a sparkly unicorn stabs her through the heart with his horn. Oops, and yeah, there's a unicorn in this. Unicorns are vampires, what can go wrong? Her family thinks she was attacked by a vampire hunter because obviously unicorns don't exist. They're shocked she survived, and even more so that Pearl can now withstand the sun. But they quickly find a use for her new talent. If Pearl enrolls in high school, she can make lots of human friends, and lure them to the Vampire King's feast as entrees. The only problem, Pearl starts to feel the twinges of a conscience. How can she serve up her new friends, especially the cute guy who makes her fangs ache to be slaughtered? Then again, she's definitely dead if she lets down her family. What's a sun-loving vamp to do? It's so good. It's so funny. Pearl, she's so sarcastic. She's snarky. It's such a good modern vampire book. And I think I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Manis Calco, and I also have a non-spoiler book review on this book too. Link in the cards and in the description box down below. I loved this book. Carrie Manis Calco is like my new favorite author. Of how she wrote this book, it was so, oh my god, it was beautifully written. It was beautifully written. The way she describes the details of the goriness, it was just like, oh my god, yes, yes. She can describe things so good. Groomed to be the perfect high-born Victorian young lady, Audrey Rose Wadsworth has a decidedly different plan for herself. After the loss of her beloved mother, she is determined to understand the nature of death and its workings. Trading in her embroidery needle for an autopsy scalpel, Audrey secretly apprentices in forensics. She soon gets drawn into the investigation of serial killer Jack the Ripper, but to her horror, the search for clues brings her far closer to her sheltered world than she ever thought possible. And it's inspired by the true events of Jack the Ripper case. And I love how it's like true to the case and at the time of the Jack the Ripper murderings, but Carrie Maniscalco, she like throws like a twist on it with a story and involves like the gruesome true details, but like also like a story to it, and it's just so beautifully done. I love this book. I give this book a 5 out of 5. Okay, so this next book I didn't actually finish. I actually DNF'd it. It just didn't catch my attention. It bored me. I couldn't even get to 100 pages in because I just kept putting the book down every couple of pages because I'm like, nothing's really happening. It just didn't grab me. I just couldn't read it any further. And sadly, I wish I could read this because I love the first book in the series. It's a series, but the 3 different books are like different people and different places. But This Shattered World by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. Yeah, I DNF'd it. I only got so far. I don't even think that's like 100 pages. What is this? Oh, it is. I got like 117 pages into this book. I'm just like, I can't. But I don't want to say I'll never pick this book up again, but I DNF'd it just for now. It took me so long, that's why I barely read anything, because this took up my time of me putting it down, picking it up. I wanted to finish this book so bad, but it just took so much time of picking it up and putting it down, not really getting that far in it. But I did DNF this book for now. And basically I know of it just as like a Romeo and Juliet book, but like with a spin of sci-fi on it. That's what I think of it as. And the last book I'm going to be sharing with y'all is a book I actually finished in September. And it only took me like not so long to read it because it's the last book in a series that I love, and I just freaking love this book and the characters in it, so it flew by really fast. And that is Final by Becca Fitzpatrick, and this is the 4th and final book in the Hush Hush 4-book series, and it was so good. I freaking love this book. I wish the series didn't end, but sadly it did. It's like Twilight, but fallen angels, basically. And I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. But I still love it. I love Nora and Patrick's relationship. OTP. So those are the books that I read and DNF'd from July to now. And for what I'm currently reading right now, it is There's Someone in Your House by Stephanie Perkins, and this is one of her newest books. It's like a thriller, a young adult thriller. 116 pages into this book, and it's good so far. It's okay. Nothing mind-blowing, but it is Stephanie Perkins' first thriller mystery young adult book, so I'm not really expecting much from it because of her Anne and the French Kiss trilogy of those fluffy contemporary reads. I'm not really expecting like much from this because it's not a book that she usually writes, basically. I will have a non-spoiler book review up when I finish this book, so keep a lookout for that. But if y'all know me, I am terrible at summarizing and describing things, so I'll just read y'all the little blurb on the inside jacket. It's been almost a year since McKinney Young came to live with her grandmother in landlocked Nebraska, and she's still adjusting to her new life, and still haunted by her past in Hawaii. Then one by one, students of her small-town high school begin to die in a series of gruesome murders, each with increasing and grotesque flair. As the terror grows closer and the hunt intensifies for the killer, McKinney will be forced to confront her own dark secrets. So that's all the books that I had to share with y'all that I read from July to September, ending of September, and what I'm currently reading. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all have read of the books I showed you or what you're currently reading. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos about me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!